Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Hi, folks. I told you I wasn't going to be coming on tonight, but I was wrong. Why? Because I thought SummerSlam was going to last a little bit longer. But anyway, how you doing, folks? Salute them. My name's Andrew. Popcorn and whiskey. I am the face who runs the place. Man, oh man, oh man. SummerSlam. WWE SummerSlam. Woo! The ending, a lot of people called it. I can't say I was one of them. And I once I get to it, I'll tell you why. But the overall first night, and I'll get to my rating and grade of it coming up in just a little bit. But yeah, it was something. And on the other screen over here, and I cannot put it on for copyright purposes, but I have hopefully the press conference going on in the background, going to be coming on here. So we'll see how that will work out. At least I think I'm still live. As far as I know, I'm still live. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here real quick. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So update on shoes before I get into the WWE update on shoes from yesterday, my story from yesterday. It continues. Shoe shopping sucks. That's right. Shoe shopping sucks. Say that 5 times. Shoe shopping sucks. Shoe shopping sucks. I still don't see how you guys do it. I'm just looking for a basic pair of tennis shoes. Nothing elaborate. No dress shoes. I can't just imagine if I was going for dress shoes for like a 3-piece suit or something. Holy moly! I don't think I could ever do that. I would never. Oh, it would drive me nuts. Couldn't do it. I'd have to wear tennis shoes with my suit. Simple as that. So once I become rich enough, that's what I'll do. Okay. But just so you know, yes, I did end up getting a pair of tennis shoes, the Avia brand. So there you go. Okay. So SummerSlam, what do we say? Oh, before we get into that, I didn't want to mention this. People, I don't know how many people contacted me and say, hey, why was Triple H or Paul Levesque from the WWE, why was he with President Trump last couple of days? Well, because President Trump signed an executive order to bring back the presidential fitness test for, I don't know if it's grade school or for high school or what have you, but I think it's fantastic. And not because of who signed the order, but I think that's much needed in the youth nowadays. There is hardly any physical fitness going on. So all that being said, that's why he was there, to help promote that. I guess there was several other athletes there as well, and big wigs. But anytime we're trying to help out the youth, make them more physically fit and healthier, I'm all for it. if it's done properly in the right way. So that's what's going on there. Okay, so SummerSlam. I will take you through match by match, and we'll go from there. And I'm going to try to go in order that it happened, and I will, maybe I won't. We'll see how it goes. But the first match, you had Roman Reigns and main event Jey Uso taking on Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Now, for the last several weeks, there was a buildup going on here because Seth Rollins got hurt, and you'll understand that in a second. And so Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker had to step up to the next level, so to speak. So I did not have a prediction show. I'll tell you that much. I did not have a prediction show. But if I did, I would have predicted. Hi, Ethan. How you doing, buddy? I would have predicted that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker would have won this because I don't think they're in a position where they should lose this match. Roman Reigns, that's fine. Jey Uso, I think he kind of got screwed from the championship, WWE championship. And more on that in just a little bit. I think it could have been champion a little bit longer, but who knows? Who knows why they didn't do it that way? But anyway, my prediction would have been wrong as Roman Reigns. And by the way, there's our spoilers coming up. So if you don't want to hear spoilers about night one, don't listen to the show because I will be telling you everything. So Roman Reigns and Jey Uso ended up winning, and Jey Uso actually got the pin. Now, I wouldn't think my prediction was he would not have got the win, and he would have got pinned just for the fact that they being WWE. And what appears to be they're bringing him back down to the ladder, so to speak. He was up here, and now he's back down there. He was world champion for the longest time, and then they had Gunther beat him about a month and a half ago, whenever it was. So that's that. Okay. Next match. And that was a pretty good match. Out of five stars, we'll say, I would give it a solid 4. I thought the entrances were way too long. Maybe I'll knock it down a little bit. 3.75, just because the entrances was way too long. Next match, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss take on the WWE Women's Tag Champions of the Judgment Day, which is what's her name? Rodriguez. And I can't think of the other chick who takes the place of Liv Morgan. Now, I happen to like Liv Morgan. Oh, by the way, I am a huge Charlotte Flair fan. I guess I could take these off for now since I really don't need them until I start listening to something. Love Charlotte Flair. Charlotte, if you're listening, call me. Okay, we'll leave it there. I would be shocked if Charlotte is actually watching this. It would make my night. I'd be highly shocked if she was. But wouldn't that be cool? I'd have her as a guest. And who knows where it would lead from there. Again, Charlotte, call me. Okay. But anyway, the match was good. It was very entertaining. A lot of stuff going on back and forth. I think it started off a little shaky, but it got better and better and better. And there was a mishap with Charlotte nailing or Alexa nailing Charlotte, and everyone thought Charlotte was going to retaliate, but she actually got Rodriguez out of the way, I do believe it was, and Alexa Bliss got the Sister Abigail for the win. So the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Alexa Bliss and the Queen, Charlotte Flair. That's right. Be still my heart, Charlotte. Okay. Next up, which I was kind of that match, I'll give it a solid 3.75, maybe a 4 on that one because it was up there for a while. Okay. Next one, I was kind of torn. As I love Sami Zayn, but Karrion Kross, I don't get it. I do not get Karrion Kross at all. I don't get it. So I think this is more of a throwaway match. and just to see how Karrion Kross could perform in the ring against somebody who's very good at anything to do item as Sami Zayn. It was okay. Sammy gets the win, thank goodness. Hopefully that whole rivalry is over, or that whole feud is over, but we'll see. Okay. Next, Tiffany, and let me go back to my predictions. I would have predicted that Charlotte and Alexa would have won. I would have predicted that. I would have predicted Karrion Kross would have beat Sami Zayn, so I would have lost that one. So I'd have been, right now, I'd have been 1 for 3. All right, one and 2, I should say. One win and 2 losses so far. The next one, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's title. This one was hard to call. I didn't think it was all that great of a match. John, I need a cigar. No, thank you. I do not do cigars. I do not do any kind of smoking whatsoever. I never have, never will. Dude, I've never smoked anything in my life. Never even put an unlit cigarette to my mouth. So I guess you could say I'm semi-straight edge because I do drink. Well, there you go. So I can't do that. So Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, 2 chicks who are still green. Yes, I know Tiffany Stratton is the world's title, women's title, world women's champion. She has the title. I think she's still very green. I don't think she should have the title at this point. Who should have it? Well, of course, Charlotte should have it. But she's now in the tag team division. So things took a turn big time between Charlotte and her back in WrestleMania time. But anyway, getting back to tonight. So WWE has been very, very, very big on Jade Cargill for reasons for my belief reasons, which I'm not going to get into here. Many people will. Yeah, Ethan Raquel and Roxanne Perez. Yeah, okay, that was it. Going back to that one. So, for whatever reason, the WWE is big on Jade Cargill. Yeah, I'm sure they paid a lot of money for her to come over there. And from everything I'm reading, everything I'm hearing, she is one heck of a talent in the try department. She puts all kinds of effort into it. She works her ass off in the performance center. She looks fantastic. She looks like $1 million. There's no question about it. She's got a body that rocks. Absolutely no question about it. Ethan says, I miss when Jade was in the AEW. AEW did her a disservice, but we won't get into that right now. But so you have Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, 2 people who should not be in the ring together at this level, at this event, in my opinion. They need to have, both of them need to have more experience going on with them at this point. And again, for whatever reason, WWE is big on Jade Cargill. So for that reason alone, if I would have predicted this, I would have said Jade Cargill is going to get the strap, but I was wrong. Tiffany Stratton won and kept the title. The match was okay. It served its purpose. Let's put it that way. It served its purpose. It wasn't going to win any match of the year awards going into it. You knew that. So I'll give it that. But this was not the showcase they should have been in. They should have both had more experience under their belt, so to speak. And yeah, you can argue with me that Tiffany was in WrestleMania with one of the big dogs with Charlotte. You're right, it was. Jade, not so much yet. So, but it is what it is. They did as best as they could. I'd give this match maybe 3.5 at the most. At that match. The next match, Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul taking on Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. This match, a lot of people were saying shouldn't even be there. Well, first of all, they are right. It shouldn't be there. I do not like it when somebody off the streets, in this case, Jelly Roll, is put up and matched against and performs well against two or the top guys in the WWE. Yes, and I'll say it. Logan Paul is one of the top guys in the WWE. Whether you like the guy or don't like the guy as a person, he's one hell of a performer. Yeah, he can main event anything at this point. He has earned that right in my eyes. Of course, Randy Orton's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Drew McIntyre, first ballot Hall of Famer. So you have three of the four guys in this match who can main event any pay-per-view, any it's not pay-per-view anymore, it's a PLE, premium live event. They can headline or main event any program out there, in any of these three guys in any capacity. Okay. Then you have Jelly Roll, who has never been in a ring before, thrown in with these guys. So I got to tell you, it was entertaining. And I will also tell you, in my opinion, this could be the match of the night. And it pains me to say that. It does pain me to say that. And it's not because of Jelly Roll. Even though he did hold his own, I will applaud him for that. You can tell a lot of the stuff he was being helped quite a bit. We'll just leave it at that. During it, you can really tell it was like that, and which it was expected. But he was not thrown in there for his athletic ability, for his technical skills. He was not thrown in there for that, and it accomplished what needed to be accomplished in terms of entertainment. It wasn't a match to get anybody over. It wasn't a match to further somebody's career because they don't need it. You can argue that Logan Paul can do something to further his career, but I can argue no, he's at the top of the game already. He can get thrown into it. And now on my other screen, they're interviewing Drew McIntyre. Okay. But overall, I'm thinking, Ethan, the whole Logan Jelly feud has been entertaining. It has been comical. That's right. Oh, here's something funny. About a year ago, my mom watched something on 60 Minutes, 2020, whatever it was, about Jelly Roll. They had an expose on him or something like that. And the next day she tells me, so she watched this thing about some singer, some country singer guy, a big fat guy. It's like, yeah, who was it? She goes, I don't know. They called him Fat Biscuit or something like that. So now it's a running joke. We call him Fat Biscuit instead of Jelly Roll. She called him Fat Biscuit. So I thought that was funny. Ethan, they did that with Logan and Bad Bunny, but still didn't know about that since haven't seen the show. No, Bad Bunny went up against Damian Priest about a year and a half ago, and Bad Bunny held his own. I don't agree with a newcomer coming in like that Bad Bunny and almost upstaging the regular performers. Jelly Roll didn't do that. He served his purpose. He was entertaining. Yeah, he had got in some great moves, and he did good by what they call fighting from underneath. He did good for that. That was good. Thank you, Ethan. Said he loves my mom. She's so sweet. Thank you, Ethan. But anyway, the match ended as it should have ended. Jelly Roll getting pinned by Logan Paul. I think that was the right thing to do. I think any other outcome, first of all, Jelly Roll shouldn't, thank goodness he didn't pin anybody. He shouldn't have pinned anybody. The outcome was what it needed to be. I would say this could be the match of the night. Honestly, I would give this a good 4.25 stars. That's it. I wouldn't go much more than that. There's a lot of greenery in it because of Jelly Roll, of course. And the other three, of course, they carried the match. There's no question they carried a match, and they're supposed to carry that match. So that was all right. Then the main event, the one I was looking forward to. Oh, by the way, yes, I anybody with any kind of brain cells would have said that Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul would have defeated them. They would have won this one. I did not see any way, shape, or form Jelly Roll and Randy Orton would have won this. Okay, but I could have been wrong as well, but I wasn't. Then the match I was looking forward to, CM Punk and Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. I, for one, first of all, I'm a huge CM Punk fan. Love me some CM Punk. In Punk we trust. I say it all the time. Love me some CM Punk. This match absolutely sucked. Holy moly. It was so lackluster. These were two guys who are top-notch professionals. And again, they can main event any program on this planet. Either one of them can. You saw all kinds of mistakes happening. The crowd wasn't into it. They just couldn't get anything working for them, and it was just sloppy. The match was sloppy from start till about 3/4 through it. Then once CM Punk started to make his comeback a little bit, but it was just sloppy from the get-go. There was no excitement in this match whatsoever, which is sad for me to admit because, again, I'm a CM Punk fan. Sad for me to admit. Oh, and here comes Charlotte and Alexa Bliss holding the titles in the other match, on the other screen. Oh, Charlotte, be still my heart. So I guess she's not watching me. Sorry, Charlotte, you should be. But man, she's a babe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Charlotte, again, call me. Is that still a symbol for call? I don't know. Okay. But the CM Punk match, Gunther, and it pains me to say this. It does. But Gunther carried this match. Guys, it pains me to say this. It pains me to say that. Punk was just not up to par for this match, and I think I know why. At the from the outcome, from the outcome, it just didn't seem like his heart was in it from the start. It just I can't figure it out, or I couldn't figure it out. So I would give this match maybe a 2.5 at the most. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss are now hugging. Isn't that great? I should listen to this a little bit, but I'm in the middle of telling you guys about this, so I'm not going to. I'll catch the replays another time. Ended up, Gunther got bloodied. He basically bladed himself, as they call it, and he got blood in his eyes. And because of that, CM Punk was able to capitalize on it, hit two GTSs, 1, 2, 3. Punk wins the championship, the World Championship, which was great. I was shocked. I didn't think he would, at least not clean. But this is the part where everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, there was only a few people out there who predicted this was going to happen. And I was not one of them. I was at first. And I'll get into that in just a second. So what had happened is several weeks back, maybe about a month ago, not even a month ago, Seth Rollins got hurt in a match against LA Knight. And he was going to be out for a while. So he's supposedly tore his knee up or his ligament or something like that. So he's been on crutches. Well, he comes out after Punk wins tonight with the briefcase, the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Paul Heyman there with him, and he's on crutches. He comes in and he says, I have 1 year for this match, for the briefcase. So he starts turning around, walking away. Then he stops, turns back around, faces the ring, and his cast or his brace that he had on his leg, he takes it off. And Punk's he's just wore out from the match. Big time wore out. Seth cashes in the briefcase, hits him a couple of times, hits Punk a couple of times with the briefcase, does the curb stomp on him. 1, 2, 3, boom. Seth is now world champion. He fooled everybody. Now, when he first got hurt in that match against LA Knight, right away I'm thinking this is a work. He's doing this on purpose. But then for the rest of the program that night, because this was Saturday night main event, it was so discombobulated. I mean, the whole program was off. And if this was a work, everyone deserves Academy Award because they did great. Paula Heyman, the referees, LA Knight, everything was they did fantastic for this to be a work. But production gets an F, big time F on this, unless that was supposed to all happen like it did. Because that Saturday night main event, they were scrambling for time because that last match with Gunther and Goldberg, which was a horrible match, by the way, horrible match. There was way too much time for a Goldberg match. He doesn't go that much. And then as soon as the match was over, boom, they went to a commercial. Like, what? There's no celebration. Then they come back from a commercial and has like 20 seconds of Goldberg's farewell speech, and they cut him off. It was just the weirdest thing. So production-wise, it made sense that the other match got cut off sooner. And I was even saying this. I'm like, they're scrambling here. The announcers were scrambling to talk. They were throwing in commercials to prolong it later for the Saturday night main event because that last match wasn't supposed to go very long, and it was just a horrible match. So for it to be the entire time as a work, that would be hard for me to believe. But good night, Ethan. Thanks for being here, buddy. So I was one at first to say this is a work. It's going to be a work for SummerSlam coming up. And at that time, we did not know it was going to be CM Punk. Okay, so after the botch of the whole Saturday night main event, I said, it's not a work. It's legit. He got hurt legit. And also listening to Busted Open podcast with Bubba Ray Dudley, or the Bully Ray now, or whoever he goes by now, and Dave LaGreca and a bunch of other guys on there. I don't remember if they saying it was a work or not. But then I also listened to Jim Cornette, and he says, of course he got hurt because there's too much going on with it for it not to have been real. So then, fast forward a couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago, when Punk won the right to face Gunther at SummerSlam, I'm thinking, that's when I started thinking to myself, wait a second. Why would they have Punk go against Gunther now? That just didn't make any sense to me with everything else happening. This is the last thing Punk would have done was go after Gunther for this title. So after he won it, I'm thinking, wait a second. In my mind, I said, Seth is going to come back because Seth and Punk have this big rivalry going on. And then when you didn't see Seth at all for a couple of weeks, almost like they're written him off. But also, they did not say anything about what happens to the Money in the Bank briefcase. They haven't said anything about that. So that in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is a work. Big time work. Everywhere this is a work. Which in the back of my mind, I was right. Did I verbalize it? No. Is there any way for me to prove that's what I was saying or that I did? No. But that's what I was thinking and happened to be right. Now, I did not predict that Punk would win this match. I thought for certain there would be outside interference, which leads me to the next thing about this. If this was a long-term work, okay, why did they have Gunther beat Jey Uso, a month ago? Why put the strap back on Gunther? Why not let Jey have it for another month if you knew this was going to happen, that Punk was going to win and right away lose the match? Why not let Jey keep it? That's where unless you wanted him to go into the program with Roman, but it could have been anybody in the pro. You could have brought Jimmy back for that. You could have done something different. So I think it's a slap in the face to Jey Uso to have him lose to Gunther. And then a month later, Gunther lose to Punk, who in turn gets the Money in the Bank briefcase cashed in on him. again, I think it's a slap in the face in Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso. But hey, that's just me. So I can't wait to hear what Busted Open has to say about it, or in Cornette what they have to say about it. Which, again, it makes no sense to me why they did that. Oh, now Seth Rollins is coming back here. This ought to be good. So what I might do is give it a listen on the other. I think I'll do that. I just give it a listen over here. I can't put the audio through, again, for copyright purposes, because I'm also broadcasting this on YouTube. So for copyright purposes, I cannot put the audio through, so you won't be able to hear it. But I'll see if I can give you some play-by-play of what Rollins has to say. He's not limping at all. The crowd doing his chant. You have Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Now Braun Breaker's limping. He also had his leg all bandaged up when he came out the ring at the very end there. So Paul Heyman's there, who's the mastermind behind everything. Whatever they pay him, it's not enough. Paul Heyman has carried different factions these last 5-10 years. Absolutely. So they're still chanting for Rollins. Now what's left is for the two dudes to capture the championship, the tag team championships. Which honestly, I don't even know who the tag team champions are right now for WWE. Is it it's not the New Day. It's not the Street Profits. I don't even know who they are. I don't know. I couldn't tell you who the tag champions are. That's how insignificant they're making these belts. Oh, we have the Judgment Day. That's right, the Judgment Day. But I have a feeling that before long we're going to see Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. If his leg is okay. If his leg is hurting at all, which he's limping on it right now. And could this be a work? It might be a work after this. After what had just happened? Okay, now they're leaving. Well, they didn't even talk. Okay, they just came out and gloated. Now they left. Okay, so I'll turn the volume back off. So anyway, so that's my WWE SummerSlam Night 1 recap. Now, here's what's going to happen tomorrow night. I will not be home to watch SummerSlam. I just won't. And by the time I get home, I'm not going to watch the replay. So I'm going to watch the replay on Monday. Hopefully, I won't see the spoilers. But because there's spoilers listed everywhere online, I don't think I'm going to have a choice but to see the spoilers, unfortunately. But here's my prediction with that one. Since Cena supposedly turned back babyface, supposedly, this past Friday night, if that's actually the case, Cody's going to turn heel. If Cena actually did turn babyface, Cody's going to turn heel, which will set up long-term thinking for next year's WrestleMania. Will be Cody as the heel against Roman Reigns as the babyface. That's going to be interesting. If that's the case, if Cena did not turn babyface and still stays heel, that means Cody's going to stay babyface. I cannot see Cena leaving the WWE as a heel. I can't see that. And if he's staying until November or December or something like that, so we have August, September, October, November, December. So we have 5 months of Cena, and only so many appearances left for Cena. You cannot have him be a heel for much longer, because you want him to go to all these places as the babyface. One, for merchandise sales, which he doesn't need. But two, because of the Make-A-Wish stuff. That's the whole point of everything, doing that. So that's my prediction for that one. Now, the rest of the matches, I don't have them in front of me. I couldn't tell you much about them. So I'm not going to get into it. But who's going to win between Cody and Cena? If Cena stays babyface, he will retain the title. If he doesn't, well, no. If Cena stays babyface, Cody turn heel and Cody will win the title, and people start booing Cody. Okay, keep that in mind. If Cena stays heel, he will retain. Whoever is the heel will retain the will walk away with the champion. Be the champion. Whoever is the heel will walk away with the champion. I cannot see the baby face walking away. Well, if Cena stays heel, let me rephrase that. No, I could be wrong with that. Cody's got to win the championship tomorrow night. Yeah, I'll regardless if he's a baby face or a heel, he's got to win the championship. Maybe he'll join The Rock at that point, but he's got to win the championship. And I will also long-term prediction before his official retirement from professional wrestling, there will be Dustin Rhodes will be back in the WWE along Cody, again on Cody's side, somewhere, shape, or form. That's my long-term prediction. Just for the fact that the two brothers will be back together again, doing something together in the WWE. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Tell you what, because I want to hear what Triple H has to say about everything, I'm going to go ahead and tune off of here. Thanks for the feedback, folks, and maybe I'll come back on later and take some phone calls. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and stop it. So, this has been me, my review show, Popcorn and Whiskey. I'm the face who runs the place. My name is Andrew. Until next time, ciao.